Hey everyone, this is my Patreon-powered reaction to the 27th episode of Zettai Karen Children. And last episode, we got to have kind of a vacation beach episode, sort of. We were there on a mission to try to save our lieutenant. Was that what it was? Lieutenant Special Level 7 Esper Dolphin friend person. Oh, well, not a person, dolphin. Just leave it at dolphin. So that was certainly an unexpected existence in the show, to say the least. We went there to save it, and we sort of saved it. I mean, you know, it still got shot, but it didn't, like, die, so I'd call it a win overall. But we got some concerning news about Kyuu, you know, kind of seemingly sort of going to the dark side, if you will, like becoming a bit of an antagonist for us. So hopefully we can do something about that, too. Now, this episode, I have heard that there's going to be a new opening, so that's something to look forward to. You know, Tanoshimi and all that, so let's just jump on in and see what we're in for. 3, 2, 1, play. Are you talking to me? Yeah, filthy normies everywhere. Yeah, that's just the travesty. Should be able to just blow up buildings or whatever. This is just straight up a recruitment film. Well, I'm sold. Especially if I get one of those. Yeah, you already have me, but where do I sign up? Well, you mentioned membership fees, so now I'm in second thoughts. We need a recruitment film. Yeah, I bet. That's gotta be rough to deal with. Just unplug the phones. Well, no, but it puts the idea in their head, which is a good first step for them. Get an uprising. And new opening. Starting with Kaoru, so starting a good opening. Still Zettai Karen Children, though. Who are you? She looks important. Combining our powers there. Yeah, no wall for it to slam into, though. Oh my god, Gundam! And she's got her wings back. I saw another girl looked important very, very briefly. What a hell of a growth spurt. Yeah, back to the wings. I guess they really are angels. I mean, we already knew that. Since day one. Some people were not happy with that, though. I don't think I like it more than the first one, but it was a solid opening. Well, don't break the machine. That's a nickname. An old friend, huh? Do you have old friends? Okay, so there was no membership fee, okay. So I did misread that. I thought I might have. Yeah, that's a real crime that was done. Yeah, we're kind of enemies to Pandora. uh. Wow, just... Oh. That... I was about to say, that seemed kind of fake. Kaoru just being a puppet master. I don't think she can cry and demand. Oh. Hello there, Shiho. It might be a bad influence on her. That is the implication, yes. Chest? Oh, okay. More general. Yeah, I don't think she appreciated that. Or him. Yeah, totally. Well, they were on a date a couple episodes ago, weren't they? Like on that Ferris wheel thing. I imagine not for a while. Nobody can be Kaoru, just period. Kaoru's on a whole nother level than everyone else. That's a possibility. It's good to see a little bit of the school interactions. We don't get a lot of those. For sure this time. Kaoru looks a little bit down. Are you okay? Yeah, this is definitely on our mind. Well, you don't know what he's seen. Well, for sure that's what he's after. Don't believe Kyosuke's lies. Okay. That... Wow, that was a mouthful of a sentence. That is a serious crime. Like, that's definitely worse than whatever that one kid was complaining about. Okay. Just made her day. Wow. Stop that talk, Kaoru. I'm not sure that's a problem. I'll watch with you though, Kaoru. Don't worry. Oh, when did you get back there? Yeah, that's what separates us from Babel. And suddenly he's surrounded. That's kind of what they do. This is not his fault. Anyway, yeah, back to the mission now. Okay. Unmasked, and they don't even wear masks. Oh no. We got shot by electricity. It's a very bad thing since that'll probably make us crash. No kidding. Okay. I mean, because they can just teleport out of there, that'll be fine. Excellent. Excellent intro there. Yeah, of course, it's what your aim is. Hey, Andiki, look, they're probably not dead over there yet. Cut that pretty close, though. But yeah, you'll see what Claud is capable of firsthand. And everybody else is fine, of course. It's fine. Don't be so picky. There they are. We found them. They would just be very confused by that complaint. Yeah, we heard about that earlier. And we saw electricity get shot. Okay, that's a good thing to know. So what's your next step? Oh no. Well, only one of them breaks things. Of course. Yeah, maybe we should get some masks. Wow, Kaoru. That's cute, but stop it, Kaoru. We definitely should have brought masks for this mission. Wait, what? Oh, that is not okay. Okay, apparently it backfired a little bit. And I think that's, that's definitely the girl I know is from the opening. Like, I thought she was, but then she sat up, which made me completely 100% sure it was her. Well, it's not that helpful because they don't even know, people that know her didn't even recognize her. Yeah, we are definitely not on the same page, our two organizations. He's smarter than you. I'll give you. I'll accept that much. But yeah, they totally did not get your good side at all. Well, that's a title. Yeah, good thing they're idiots. Like, I thought for sure her firm was going to recognize her on the TV, so that was quite surprising. Why are they delinquents now? Doesn't even look that much like them. Ouch. Oh, that would just be the worst. Yeah, now you've made some enemies this day. Well, work faster before these girls just explode. Who's lurking in the background? Hello, whoever you are. That's theft. Still not quite sure who that was. Man, they're just furious back there. Not a bad idea. Although, you know, dangerous. Yeah, they'll be fine. I had a power outage a couple nights ago. I survived. Yeah, Kiritsubo, that's a hard name to say. He'll handle it. So I just have to break this, right? Gotcha. Now she's already going. There's no stopping her now. Psychic tape cut. And it's done. Sorry for anyone who's inconvenienced by that. I'm just gonna cut. Cut. There we go. Did you recognize those girls at least? Probably not. Yeah, wow, there's like the whole city. Yeah, not so powerful now, are you? Although, a lot of people are definitely gonna be annoyed by this. Like I said, I had a power outage a couple nights ago, so I definitely know what it's like to just have your power suddenly gone. Like, it's fresh in my mind. And... get wrecked. Man, that car is totaled. Yeah, you made a mistake, buddy. You don't mess with their reputation and get away with it. It is time for punishments. And for pissing off level 7 espers. Oh no. He is strong. Left hand roll, what? Oh, what the heck? How do you drop a gun on your head? I guess just magnetism. Yeah. I was confused for a second, but that makes sense. Sort of. Oh no. Anything but burnable trash. Very interesting camera work they're doing with this scene. Oh no. We definitely do have to catch them both at once. That won't be easy. Is there an antidote for that? Yeah, they're definitely doing some odd animation stuff as well. Damn, that was a scream. Did they fix it? Might want to help Minamoto, he's in a bit of a rough spot. And Chiho and Aoi are not doing great either. So we could use your help, Kaoru, is what I'm saying. Are you okay, Minamoto? Man, these guys really do have some troublesome powers. What if he amplified his Olicon-ness? Imagine. Just imagine. Bad guy's always playing so dirty. You stay away from Kaoru. We do not negotiate with terrorists. No, Kaoru, don't listen to them. Somebody gonna help? They're back. And here's the music, that's a good sign. Man, she looks just really upset, angry. Oh? We're gonna fire it back at them? I think she has a can in her hair, too. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'll definitely do some new animation stuff this episode. That looked like it hurt. Yeah, don't bundle us with you guys. Are you okay, Minamoto? I'm actually pretty worried about you. That looked really bad. Good, I guess. We'll need to bring you to the doctor, but definitely need to have a look at him. Like a doctor checkup, very important to do. Wow. Are good? Okay, I see what we're doing now. Magical girl Kaoru. Wow, they barely even look like them. Yeah, that's exactly what they're like. You nailed it. Yeah, we don't know them. I think it's fine. Who wouldn't want 3 Maho Shoujo protecting them? You can relax. No, this is how it's meant to be. Yeah, I'm also curious exactly who she is. So, okay, it is that girl, but I still don't know much about her. I mean, I would like to know more about her. I really would. She's clearly an Esper, clearly pretty powerful. And our ED. Sadly, our idols are now gone. I do quite like the song, though. Wow. Get a little bit of Sakaki. Oh, we'd have our Chimerica guy. Break your destiny. Ouch. Okay, that's quite a nice image. It's actually a great image, honestly. It's like desktop wallpaper worthy. Okay, looks like we just have preview left, so... Yeah, that was the 27th episode of Zettai Karen Children. And IDD, yeah, you definitely could tell there was a big, like, Kyosuke versus Minamoto, like, vibe to it. Because that is a big thing, right? You know, they're on opposite sides, both kind of besides being kind of like a choice for Kaoru, you know? Because that's one thing I definitely got from the opening and the ED, is that there was a lot of stress on, well, for one thing, the wings, you know, which look great. Very much, you know, the Queen of Catastrophe, Angel can, I guess, be a good angel, bad angel, that kind of thing. At least I think the wings look kind of dark in some of those shots. But anyway, that's definitely gonna, I think, gonna be a big theme of this kind of going forward. You know, Kaoru, her thoughts and feelings on all this stuff, the whole Esper thing, because you know she's with Babel, but you know Kyosuke's obviously trying to get her onto his side, and you know she's probably still working out a lot of feelings, I would imagine. You know, they played it off as a joke in the episode for the most part, but you know, I do think she's still, like, you know, processing a lot in her head, you know? So, yeah, also we saw a lot of the visuals of them, like, getting bigger, right? But it wasn't, like, just Kaoru growing. Like, they show them all bigger, so wonder what that's about. The show's not actually going to have a time skip, is it? That would be something. But the show is called Zettai Karen Children, so that would kind of be odd title if they no longer were children. But the children's just like a title more than literal meaning, more than like a literal thing, you know. So it's not technically a lie to still have it be called that. It's just their group would have a misleading name. That's all I'm really saying. But anyway, yeah, both the opening and ED I thought were solid. You know, the other ED, you know, had them as idols, so it kind of gets a lot of extra points just for that. But you know, if I wasn't taking that into consideration, I would say this ED was definitely on par with that one. I like the song, a lot of good like visuals and stuff, for sure. So I did quite like it overall, I would say. So the episode itself, right? Now another thing that was in the opening was that one girl with like long silver hair, you know, the sleeping girl. Still not quite sure what her deal is, right? But it's definitely giving me this feeling that she's going to be very important going forward. I definitely got that. And she's clearly an Esper, clearly pretty powerful. I don't know if she's level 7. She might be, although they said there were... I don't know. I'm going to assume she's a level 7 Esper just because I was pretty impressed by what she could do in the episode. But it doesn't matter too much. The point is she's an Esper, she's powerful, and she's going to come into play in the near future, it seems like. So that's good. Anyway, the episode itself. We did see her, that girl I was mentioning, in the episode, and she did play a pretty important role, even though she was mostly like in the shadows, you know, taking the phone and telling Minamoto, giving the instructions, and obviously played a very big part in it, you know, doing the blackout and all that, which I guess they had to apologize for that, but it did help, you know. We can't have them continuing to just broadcast lies about our girls over the web. We just can't accept that. So she had a pretty important role. I'm definitely curious to see what they'll do with her going forward. Now, we also had a little bit of them at school, which I really appreciate that because, you know, we had this whole thing way in the somewhat earlier parts of the show. Our girls wanted to go to school, you know, but they couldn't really go to school for a while because there was kind of various concerns, you know, because they're powerful espers and, you know, there's a lot of concerns that go along with that, right? But they were able to do so anyway. So considering how important that was and how much they wanted to do it, I'm glad we actually get to see them at school once in a while. You know, they can't do it too often because they, of course, are busy with their job, but I'm glad they can give us a little bit here and there of them actually being at school and having fun with their friends and all that. And yeah, they are continuing to have those two, you know, as a couple, right? So apparently that's gonna just be a thing going forward. But I like the bit where Kaoru was just like using her as like a puppet, you know? That was pretty funny. I mean, pretty much right away I knew something was weird about what was happening there. But yeah, Kaoru just straight up got those puppet strings out and just used her. Because it didn't sound like her voice. It sounded like Kaoru doing that voice. But yeah, that was a fun scene, really, just all I'm really trying to say. Minamoto was definitely still concerned about the visuals that he got about Kaoru, you know, looking older and kind of being on Kyosuke's side, you know, as an antagonist. He's definitely still worried about that, which is very understandable. And our girls don't know about that, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't told them yet, so they don't quite get why he looks so worried sometimes, you know? Kaoru was just bothered by the fact that Kyosuke, this whole thing is interrupting something she wanted to watch. I want to go back to that. I want to see exactly what she... Because there was like a really long sentence she said. I want to make sure I got all that. So it should be about here. No, that's where they have the disc. So might be harder to find than I thought. I guess I'll have to hit the pause button real quick. Okay, now I found it. If it's tonight between 7 and 9, that's when they broadcast Friday Suspense Theater. Mira Anna Women's Mysteries Beautiful High School Girls Series 4. Man, that's a mouthful. And then we see how the girls in the yukata, or kimono, or whatever, they're wearing something. The dark figures through the steam bathing beauty overload. Bloody love at the open air baths. That is a mouthful. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, and it really is unforgivable to interrupt bath scenes like that. That probably counts as a hate crime, right? Somewhere in there, I would imagine. But luckily they got that disc, so that just, you know, brought Kaoru's mood right back up. So, and then they surrounded him and made him feel safe, I'm sure, because they definitely mentioned that later in the episode too. The girls keep Minamoto safe, which may be necessary. I mean, even in this episode, he was in pretty big danger. So, yeah, they clearly had to protect him. That's for sure. And I did like their little like intro sequence of where they, well, the whole thing, but you know, the one where they popped out of the apples at the end. That thing was great. That actually reminded me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but them like being in the apple, like that. I could have swore I saw something similar to that on some other show, where the girls did like I think like a dance while they were inside of it. I can't remember what show it was. It might have been Deers. I really don't know, but it definitely reminded me of something that I saw somewhere in some other anime. But yeah, I'm really not sure at all. But I definitely noticed that. That was in my mind. So, but yeah, our enemies were definitely a difficult one, right? Because they have this electromagnetic powers, which mean they could do a lot of things. They could use magnetism to have things like just stick to the girls' faces, like soda cans and whatnot. They could obviously manipulate the broadcasting of the show. You know, Kaoru's whole, you know, cute little cheerful self-introduction where she basically said all of her information, which is really not a good idea at all. Like, not a safe thing to do, probably. Like, you know, privacy-wise. But, they just changed it anyway, so it didn't even matter. But that actually did surprise me quite a bit. That was probably the biggest surprise in the episode, you know, because we saw her friend watching the TV, and I thought to myself, oh, she's about to see this and, like, realize everything about Kaoru. Like, I was, like, for sure, 100% positive that's what was going to happen. And then suddenly, whoosh, they completely changed it into something completely different. That surprised me quite a bit. That was funny. That was something. Just like the bully normals and all that. We also saw some, you know, Shiho and Aoi being like all delinquency and stuff, but it didn't seem like she recognized them either, so really just didn't really cause too much damage at all. You know, they were clearly trying to do a propaganda thing here, but it didn't seem to pay off too much, which is good. But man, were they getting angry at their attempt to ruin their amazing reputation. For sure. So, but yeah, we got the music playing. We got all over there. We saved Minamoto and beat the bad guys, and I think we even had him do like an apology thing on the show, as we had a kind of new introduction by our girls. You know, just very maho shoujo-y. We barely even look like them, honestly. Which, you know, is the idea. But that was quite amusing as well. Like the art style, it just looked like it was a different anime, honestly. Like, it looked like them, but like if they were drawn in a different anime's art style, if that makes sense. So, that was great. And the girl just like, I definitely don't know them as she eats her food. Was a great way to end off that whole little thing. Yeah, the attempt to unmask them was a complete failure, quite clearly. If even a girl that hangs out with them and sees them and knows their names doesn't even recognize them, then nobody else is going to. So, massive failure on that part. So, yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. Just like I said, the things I noticed about the opening and ED, a lot of our girls in more adult form and all that. Just, I'll be curious how we get there. Because I'm not sure if there really will be a time skip, which I really don't think there will be, or if it'll just be some kind of artificial age acceleration by Esper powers kind of thing. Something like that. Because I think in that visual that they showed Minamoto, only Kaoru looked bigger, I think. But now that I think about it, we may not have even seen the girls. We may have only heard them on the radio, on the receiver thing that she had. We may not have seen them. Maybe I should go back and look at that later. Actually, I might do that now. Okay, so yeah, we do not see any of the other girls. You only see Kaoru, so they could be the same size, possibly. Probably. Well, if they don't show them, then there's a good chance. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But, yeah, hopefully we could avoid this catastrophe, because, man, the city was looking a little bit damaged. Like, more than a little bit damaged. But, yeah, I mean, the whole plan with Kyosuke trying to build this Esper army, pit Espers against normals and all that, I mean, this is kind of the end result, right? Just a lot of damage and destruction and death. And that's apparently the world Kyosuke wants, and hopefully Kaoru does not get to that side, though. I mean, she obviously will at some point get to that kind of situation, because they wouldn't have shown it otherwise. But hopefully it's not too bad. Like, hopefully it'll be something similar, but we're able to avoid, like, shooting her, you know? Like, bring her back over. So something like that, you know? Because the way we had the whole dolphin thing where it got shot, but didn't die, so it was looking really similar to the visual, but not quite, you know, like, not quite as bad as we feared. Like, I imagine we do something like that, so we'll probably have a similar situation, but that doesn't end too tragically. I'm just kind of curious when we'll get to that, because I imagine it won't be anytime soon. It may even be like season, like end of the show finale kind of thing, possibly. Depends on how long they want to take to get to it. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say on the episode. My voice is not great because I'm not feeling, because, you know, smoke and all that fires around. So if my voice sounded odd at all, that would be the reason why. But this video was already supposed to do this one yesterday, so I couldn't like delay it further. So, but anyway, that's, like I said, all I got to say. So I'm gonna end this off here. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.